A tyrant king once ordered a fire so enormous that its flames roared across the horizon. The people gathered wood for days, feeding the blaze until the heat became unbearable to even approach. This was not just a fire. It was meant to be a public execution, a warning to anyone who dared challenge the gods of the empire. And at the center of it all stood one man, alone, unarmed, completely unafraid. This man had already lost everything. His people had turned against him. His home was no longer safe for him. Even his own father had rejected his message. Now the king had decided his fate. Ibrahim, the man who shattered their idols, the man who dared to question their gods, the man who called them to worship the one true creator. The order was given: burn him and defend your gods. The flames rose higher. The crowd stepped back from the scorching heat, and Ibrahim was about to be thrown into a fire meant to erase him from history forever. But what happened next would become one of the most extraordinary moments ever recorded in human history, because in that very moment, the most destructive force known to mankind would receive a command from the creator of the universe, a command that would turn a raging inferno into peace. But how does fire suddenly lose its power to burn? And why did Allah choose this moment to reveal one of the greatest miracles in the life of Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam? Today, more than 4 billion people across the world trace their spiritual heritage back to one man. Jews, Christians, Muslims, all look to him as a father of faith. His name echoes through scriptures, prayers, and history itself. He is Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, known in the Hebrew tradition as Abraham, a prophet chosen by Allah, a man whose unwavering faith would transform the course of human history. Allah honored him with one of the most extraordinary titles ever given to a human being, Khalilullah, the close and beloved friend of Allah. But this honor was not given lightly. The journey of Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, was not a path of comfort. It was a path of loneliness, confrontation, exile, and trials so immense that they would shake the hearts of ordinary men. He would stand alone against an entire civilization. He would challenge the beliefs of his own people. He would face the fury of a tyrant king. And one day, he would be asked to make a sacrifice, so profound that its memory still lives on in the worship of millions today. But before the fire, before the miracles, before the title Khalilullah, there was a world drowning in darkness, a world where stones were worshipped as gods, where temples were filled with silent idols, and where powerful men claimed authority that belonged only to the Creator. It was into this world that Prophet Ibrahim Alaihi Salam was born. And before we continue this incredible journey, tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching this story from? Our community gathers from every corner of the globe, and it is an honor to share these stories with you. Now, to understand the man who would one day walk out of a raging fire unharmed, we must first step back into the ancient world that tried to destroy him. A world ruled by idols, a world ruled by fear, and a world that was about to be challenged by one young man who refused to bow to anything except Allah. In the fertile lands between the Tigris and the Euphrates, in the ancient heart of Mesopotamia, a child was born into a civilization surrounded by temples, idols, and false gods. This was a world where people bowed to the stars in the sky, feared the movements of the planets, and filled their homes with statues carved by human hands. Among the craftsmen of this city was a man known for shaping these idols. His name was Azar, and he was the father of Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam. Day after day, the young Ibrahim watched something that deeply unsettled his heart. His father would carve wood and stone, smooth its surface, shape it into a figure, and then people would come forward, bow their heads, and pray to it as if it possessed divine power. Even as a young boy, something within Ibrahim refused to accept this reality. His mind was sharp, his heart was searching, and a quiet question began to grow inside him. How can something created by human hands become a god? How could an object that neither hears nor sees, neither speaks nor moves, possibly control the fate of human beings? While the rest of his society accepted these traditions without question, Ibrahim began a journey of deep reflection. At night, he looked up toward the vast sky above Mesopotamia. The darkness stretched endlessly, scattered with countless shining lights. One evening he saw a brilliant star piercing through the night. Addressing his people in a way they could understand, he pointed toward it and said, "Is this my Lord?" But as the night passed, the star faded and disappeared, and Ibrahim responded with a truth that struck at the heart of their beliefs. "I do not love those that disappear." Later, the moon rose across the sky, glowing in silver light. Again, he spoke before his people. "Is this my Lord?" But the moon too completed its course and slowly sank beneath the horizon. Then Ibrahim declared, "If my Lord does not guide me, I will surely be among the people who are astray." Finally, the sun rose at dawn, blazing powerful, dominating the sky. It was the greatest celestial body visible to the human eye. Ibrahim pointed toward it and said, "This is greater." But when the sun too set, when its light vanished and darkness returned once again, the truth became undeniable. Ibrahim turned to his people and made a declaration that would echo through history. "O my people, I'm free from all that you associate with Allah. Indeed, I've turned my face toward the one who created the heavens and the earth, inclining toward truth, and I am not among those who associate partners with him." In that moment, surrounded by a civilization built upon idols and celestial worship, Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, openly declared his devotion to the one true creator. But in a city where idols ruled the temples, where traditions were protected by powerful leaders, and where questioning the gods could mean death, such a declaration could not remain hidden for long. Very soon, the entire city would hear the voice of the young man who dared to challenge their gods. The day of the grand festival had finally arrived. The city poured out into the valleys, leaving the temple of idols empty and unguarded. Inside, the silent pantheon of false gods waited motionless, surrounded by offerings they could never consume. Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, entered the temple. The air was thick with stillness. He looked at the idols and spoke to them as one might speak to a stone. "Will you not eat? What prevents you from speaking?" Only his own voice echoed back. Then, with quiet determination, Ibrahim lifted his axe and struck. One by one, the idols fell, shattered into pieces. The delusions that had held his people captive for generations crumbled to dust. Only one remained, the largest idol, still standing. With calculated purpose, Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, hung the axe around its neck. The message was clear. The so-called God could not even defend itself. When the people returned from the festival, chaos erupted. Their gods were broken, their illusions destroyed. The priests dragged Ibrahim before them, faces red with fury. "Are you the one who did this to our gods, O Ibrahim?" Ibrahim, calm and unshaken, pointed to the largest idol and replied, "Ask it. If it can speak, let it tell you who struck it." For a brief moment, logic pierced through the crowd. The people knew these stones could neither hear nor speak. They knew they were powerless, but human arrogance is a stubborn force. Their humiliation twisted into anger, blind, uncontrollable rage. And this rage, this fury that refused reason, would soon reach the throne room of a tyrant who believed he himself was a god on earth. Enter Nimrod, a king of unimaginable power, unimaginable wealth, and unyielding cruelty. He did not merely rule Babylon. He demanded to be worshipped as its supreme deity. When Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, was brought before him, it was a confrontation that would define the limits of human arrogance. On one side, a tyrant king with armies at his command, treasures beyond measure, and the audacity to claim godhood. On the other, a single man, unarmed, standing only with the truth of the heavens. Nimrod's voice cut through the tension. "Who is this God of yours?" Calm and resolute, Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, replied, "My Lord is the one who gives life and causes death." Nimrod, unwilling to admit his own impotence, devised a test. 2 prisoners were brought before him. One was executed, the other released. "Behold," Nimrod declared, "I too give life and cause death. But Prophet Ibrahim Alaihi Salam did not argue. He did not falter. He did not play along with the king's petty illusions. Instead, he posed a challenge that exposed the absolute truth. Indeed, Allah brings forth the sun from the east. Bring it forth from the west, if you are able. Silence. Shock. The mighty tyrant was paralyzed before a truth far beyond his understanding. His claim of godhood shattered in a single sentence. But tyranny does not yield to reason. Humiliated and enraged, Nimrod turned to the only weapon left to him: violence. He commanded a punishment so terrifying, so extreme, that it would serve as a warning to all who might dare question him ever again. For days, the people of Babylon gathered wood. The fire grew so immense that none could approach it. Its heat was unbearable, and the flames roared like a living creature. The tyrants had to construct a massive catapult, a cruel machine designed to hurl Prophet Ibrahim Alaihi Salam from a distance into the heart of the inferno. As he was suspended above the raging blaze, ready to be cast into destruction, Angel Jibreel Alaihi Salam appeared before him. The mighty angel asked, "O Ibrahim, do you need anything?" But Prophet Ibrahim Alaihi Salam looked calmly at Jibreel and replied, "From you? No, hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is sufficient for me, and He is the best disposer of affairs." His words echo with unwavering faith, unshakable in the face of death. The catapult was released. Ibrahim fell toward the fire, the inferno raging below him like a chasm of doom. But Allah does not abandon His chosen friends. A divine command echoed through the universe. "O fire, be coolness and safety for Ibrahim." The flames obeyed. The ropes that bound him burned away, yet not a single hair on his head was harmed. The very weapon meant to destroy him had been transformed into a shield of mercy. He walked out of the fire, alive, unharmed. But the city of Babylon would never accept the man who dared defy their gods. He had survived the fire, but his greatest trials were still to come. After surviving the fire and leaving the tyranny of Babylon behind, Prophet Ibrahim Alaihi Salam embarked on a journey that would define the rest of his life. His hijrah, his migration in the path of faith. With him were his steadfast wife Sarah Alaihi Salam and his loyal nephew Lut Alaihi Salam. Together, they traveled across vast deserts and fertile lands, through the bustling streets of Egypt, along the rolling plains of the Levant, carrying a single message: the worship of the one true God. Years turned into decades. The young man who once challenged tyrants now walked with hair turned white. His body aged, but his faith unshaken. Yet one longing remained unfulfilled. He and Sarah had no children. The sorrow weighed heavily on their hearts, a silent ache that no wealth, no triumph could heal. In a moment of noble resolve, Sarah Alaihi Salam offered her devoted servant Hajar Alaihi Salam to Prophet Ibrahim Alaihi Salam in marriage. From this union, a miracle unfolded. In his old age, Prophet Ibrahim Alaihi Salam was blessed with a son, Ismail Alaihi Salam. The joy was overwhelming. The laughter of a child brought light to a home long shadowed by longing. But in the life of a prophet, moments of comfort are often preludes to trials beyond human comprehension. Not long after the birth of his beloved son, Allah issued a command so profound, so heart-wrenching, it would test the limits of any parent's faith. The test that lay ahead would define Prophet Ibrahim's Alaihi Salam submission to Allah in a way that would echo through eternity. Prophet Ibrahim Alaihi Salam was commanded by Allah to take his wife, Hajar Alaihi Salam, and their infant son, Ismail Alaihi Salam, and leave them in a desolate valley, barren, lifeless, and devoid of civilization. There was no food. There was no water. There was no shelter, only endless sand and the scorching sun. As Ibrahim turned to leave, his heart heavy with obedience, Hajar Alaihi Salam ran after him, panic in her eyes. "Oh, Ibrahim, where are you going? Leaving us here alone with nothing and no one?" He remained silent, not because he did not care, but because the command of Allah was heavier than words. She asked again and again. Still he did not answer. Then a moment of clarity struck her. She looked into the eyes of her husband and asked the question that mattered most. "Did Allah command you to do this?" Ibrahim nodded. In that instant, Hajar's fear transformed into unwavering faith that he will not abandon us. The days passed, the sun scorched the valley, and soon the water ran out. Baby Ismail's cries pierced the silence, his tiny feet kicking at the burning sand. Desperation gripped Hajar Alaihi Salam. She ran toward the nearest hill, Safa, searching for a caravan. Nothing. She ran across the valley to Marwa. Still nothing. Back and forth she sprinted 7 times in all. A mother's relentless struggle against despair. And then the mercy of Allah descended. Angel Jibril, Alaihi Salam, struck the earth, and pure, cool water gushed forth from the sand. Zamzam, a spring that has flowed uninterrupted for over 4,000 years, providing life to countless generations. The valley blossomed. Hajar, Ismail, and Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, were saved. But even in moments of divine mercy, the path of a prophet is never free of trials. A haunting vision in the night soon arrived. The ultimate test of surrender and faith was about to begin. Ismail, Alaihi Salam, grew into a strong, righteous young boy, the very light of his father's eyes, the joy of his household. One night, Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, was visited by a vision, a dream unlike any other. In the world of prophets, dreams are not mere fantasies of the mind. They are divine revelation, messages from Allah Himself. In this dream, the command came, sacrifice his beloved son. The weight of the command crushed Prophet Ibrahim's heart. How does a father prepare his son for death? When the command comes directly from the Creator, with a trembling yet resolute heart, he approached Ismail, Alaihi Salam, and spoke, "O my son, indeed I have seen in a dream that I must offer you as a sacrifice. What do you think?" But fear, anger, or hesitation did not pass from Ismail's face. Instead, there shone the legacy of faith he had inherited from his father. Calmly he replied, "O my father, do as you are commanded. If Allah wills, you will find me among the patient." In that moment, the bond of obedience to Allah between father and son reached its ultimate expression, a test of faith so profound it would be remembered for eternity. The journey to the place of sacrifice was solemn and heavy with anticipation. Ismail, Alaihi Salam, lay down on the altar. The young boy did not resist, his faith shining brighter than any fear. Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, prepared the knife, his heart fully surrendered, his will, his love, his very soul offered entirely to Allah. The blade pressed against him, but it did not pierce. Then a voice rang out from the heavens, majestic, commanding, full of mercy. "O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled the vision." Before him lay a magnificent ram, a divine substitution. Allah had never intended for the blood of the boy to be spilled. The true test was of the heart. Could Ibrahim love Allah more than his own son, more than his own life? And in that moment, Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, proved the ultimate submission of a servant to his Lord. From this unparalleled devotion and obedience, a sacred house would be raised in the valley of Makkah, a house that would call millions of believers to its doors, generation after generation, until the end of time. The test was complete, the lesson eternal, and the story of Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, a life of trials, faith, and unwavering submission, would echo across the ages. Years later, father and son stood together in the very valley that had once been barren and lifeless. Allah commanded Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, to raise a house unlike any other, a house devoted entirely to the worship of the one true God. With each stone lifted, sweat glistening on their foreheads, the foundations of the Kaaba rose from the sand. Every stone placed was a testament of faith, obedience, and the legacy of generations to come. Together, father and son prayed, voices unified in humility and devotion. "Our Lord, accept this from us. Indeed, you are the hearing, the knowing." In that sacred moment, the valley transformed, a house of worship, a beacon of monotheism, and a sanctuary for millions across centuries began to stand. The trials of faith, the moments of obedience, the tests of patience and submission, all converged here in this enduring symbol of devotion. As the walls of the Kaaba rose from the sands, Allah commanded Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, to call all of humanity to a sacred journey, the pilgrimage of Hajj. Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, asked, his voice trembling with awe, "My Lord, how can my call reach the people across the earth?" And Allah replied, "You make the call and we will ensure it reaches them." Today, millions of souls answer that ancient call. They wear simple white garments, walking in the footsteps of Hajar, Alaihi Salam, drinking from the blessed waters of Zamzam, and honoring the monumental sacrifices of the friend of God. Across deserts and mountains, seas and plains, the legacy of Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, echoes, a testament of unwavering faith, obedience, and the eternal connection between humanity and its creator. Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, was a nation unto himself. He is honored as the father of prophets, the patriarch whose lineage gave rise to Ishaq, Alaihi Salam, Yaqub, Alaihi Salam, Musa, Alaihi Salam, Dawood, Alaihi Salam, Isa, Alaihi Salam, and ultimately the final messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was a man who gazed at the stars and saw the truth beyond their light. A man who walked into the fire and found serenity. A man who was willing to surrender all that he cherished, only to be blessed with a legacy that would outshine time itself. His life is the ultimate definition of Islam, complete, beautiful, and total submission to the Creator. Every act, every trial, every step he took was a testament to a faith that transcends generations, calling all humanity to obedience, courage, and devotion. The story of Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, reminds us that when faith is unwavering, the fiercest fires in life can become a refuge of safety. The most barren deserts can spring forth life-giving water, and the greatest sacrifices, when offered in devotion to Allah, become the most enduring victories. If the unshakable faith of Prophet Ibrahim, Alaihi Salam, moves you today, write faith in the comments below. For more powerful cinematic stories of the prophets, subscribe to our channel, Faith Under Light, and journey with us through centuries of divine inspiration and timeless lessons. Until next time, may peace and blessings be upon you, and may your heart always find strength in submission to the one true God.